All right, you guys, in this video, we are going to finally have the Lambo in one piece. I'm so excited for you guys to check it out, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so as you guys can see, we got the bumper put on. We got a new headlight. We got a fender put on, a mirror. We got the side skirt put on. And this thing is coming together. So literally, we got the door all put together. I got the door panel here that I gotta clean up and install. Got a window put in, which we're gonna take that back out to tint it. And right now I'm just kind of putting this panel piece back in because when we were first messing around with the top, this panel piece literally popped off, and then I found out that somebody had this all glued in through the weather stripping instead of installing it properly. So we're gonna figure out a way to get it to hold and stay in there steadily. I got all the glue out and now it fits good in there. It's got all these little push connectors in here that I'm gonna end up, see, like this guy right here. And then that should be enough to hold it for now. And then it does have these bolts here in each little section for the covers, but that's literally just for the covers, not for the whole bracket to stay on. So yeah, no, I'm really excited on how this is coming out. It looks like a whole car now, which is super awesome. That red color is awesome. I wish I had the whole car that color and I'd take the wrap off, but I think what we're gonna do for the time being is we're gonna finish putting this all together, and we're going to wrap everything in that matte black or satin black, get this all rewrapped again, and then we're gonna wrap over the satin black some crazy color. So let me know what you guys think for a color we should do in the comments. I'm thinking like something crazy. So I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, I'm really excited about the build, and we're just gonna keep kind of plugging away at it. All right, so part of installing this piece was when it popped off, it actually kind of broke a little bit. So I'm just gonna plastic weld this guy back together. And I got a piece of plastic here. Fits pretty good. Maybe we'll go the other way, I don't know. Like that. And then what we're gonna do is I got my little plastic welder piece in here. This is just a cool little tool. You literally just hit the trigger and it gets really hot and then melts into your plastic. And then you just pull it back and that's it. Super easy. And now that's in there. So I'm gonna hit this 4 times. I'm gonna try 4 times, see if I have enough room, and ideally that'll hold that all together. All right, so I got a couple of those guys in there, and then literally you just snip off the excess. Like I said, this is a pretty nifty tool. Works pretty good. Now that's all kind of molded together. Good enough anyways to mount it back into the Lambo. All right, and we're just gonna line up these holes. This guy right here, with this hole right here, and there's another one in the middle, another one on the end. So once we do that, we should be in good shape. Also, there's a track right here that goes inside this weather stripping, so we're gonna install that too. And we're here. And this should all fit pretty good. Yeah, hear that snap in? That's what we like to hear. think for now that should fit pretty good. Pop these covers off. And then we can bolt these bolts in. So you can't see. There's bolts right here and right here. 2 over here. And then the same on the other side. Working. So I've been trying to figure out why that's not working, and all the mechanisms all hooked up. And then I found this piece of electrical tape wrapped around the pigtail that goes to the motor right there. And I'm wondering, why the hell is this jumped? Like, what? Like, what is it jumping? I don't understand. So if anyone knows the answer to that, I would love to know. Okay, so update on the plug-in that was disconnected. I plugged it in, and the third brake light works now, but the spoiler still doesn't work. So what I did, because before it was just flopping all over the place, was I unbolted this, dropped it down, and then there's a 5 Allen key, and you can manually rotate the wing up and down. And then I found this was disconnected, so I reconnected that, and then I mounted all these brackets back on. And this guy was like pulling out of the mechanism right there. You can still kind of see it pulled out a little bit. But on this side, it was pulling all the way back to like here. So basically what I did was I manually twisted the motor, and what I got it to tighten all the way on that side and that side over there. So now the linkages are fully all the way up, or tight, so the wing's all the way up, and it's tight now, so it doesn't move anymore, which is awesome. However, the actual like button to move the wing up and down does not work. So I'm assuming that the wing lifters, we'll call them, for lack of better terminology, are seized on one or the other side. I don't know which one, both of them, I don't care. I think that just gives us an excuse to upgrade the wing and put a big bad girl on there. All right, so next up, we're gonna install the wheel liner. But before we do that, over here, this grill is missing, and I got it kind of started in here. So you can remove this oil cooler, and then you can get, it's actually really easy to remove. I'm just leaving all the lines hooked up. And there is a 10mm bolt that goes through here. And then this whole, well, there's 2 of them, but this whole thing just, you can kind of bend out of your way like this. And then there's a bolt there, and a bolt on the bottom to hold that grill in. So we're gonna go ahead and install that now. All right, well, after mounting the side skirt, I figured out that I'm missing a molding there. So as you can see, there's just a bunch of bolts going on right there. And then it just kind of snaps in right here. Boom, 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 boom. And then there's a couple of little Torx guys right here and right here that hold that sucker on there. So that's super easy to get on. And yeah, got that guy on. The mirror had 3 10 mils that went down into the door, and you literally just had to go through here, zip those 10 mils on, super easy. The fender had a bunch of little 10 mils behind there, one right there, one right there, there's another one up there, and then there was one going this way, and then another one going this way. That mounted up really good too. And then the bumper has a few here a few going all the way across the bottom. And then, well, yeah, you can see it over here. So I got this, boom, boom, boom. And then I found out that I'm missing my wheel well for the other side front. And there is a bolt here, 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 and here. And then a few bolts behind the grill assembly, which there was a screw there, screw there, screw there, screw there to pull the grill in and out. So that was super easy. The headlight, there's a 10 mil right there, and then a big one up here. So, and then just plug it in. So yeah, now you guys are caught up with everything I've done so far. And like I said, I need to find a wheel well for this now. I need to find that little trim piece that goes across those bolts on the skid, or not the skid plate, but the side skirt. And yeah, so now, like I said, I'm putting this wheel well in the back. It looks like it's a 2-piece, but literally there's just bolt, 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 a couple bolts there, and same thing over there. So it looks pretty easy. All right, we got the first half all mounted in there, everything lined up nice. However, on the second half, we found a little 3-way crack right here. So I figure, you know what? Why not just plastic weld that, since we got the plastic welder out anyways from earlier. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of these little guys in there and call her a day. Since it's, you know, like the inside of the wheel well, you'll never see this anyway. So, and if you do, it'd be like, oh yeah, you repaired the wheel well, so who cares? You know what I mean? So yeah, let's get to it. All right, just like that, we got a wheel well in. Woo! All right, now we're just gonna throw this rear tire on. But I mean, look how wide this thing is. Are you kidding me? Oh, wild, dude. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are one step closer to finishing this bad girl up. And again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Oh!